The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
So today on the show, obviously, we've got Simon Wang. We've got Sam Roberts joining us. Yes, but he goes by Simon. We're bringing him.
We just spoke to the guy.
Yeah, he told us to call him Simon. He said, everybody calls me Simon. We asked the guy.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, I'm Simon," and we said, "Oh, no,
That's not what we were told. Anyway, yeah. So we're excited to bring them on in a little bit. I think the first thing I want to talk about, though, is Jesse and his food choices.
What?
Now, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sure you do if you go to regular Jenny's games, but you can buy beanless chili at the Oshawa Generals. And so Jesse gets a big bowl of beanless chili.
Is that not just bolognese?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure
it's a big bowl of bolognese.
What it is?
Isn't it just for the hot dogs?
What it is they have chili dogs at the Gens games. You get a hot dog and they put a bunch of chili on it. But if you don't want the hot dog part, they just take all of that chili topping and they put it in a giant soup bowl.
And it's huge.
And you can eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got that, and it was delicious.
So if you get a picture next to Jesse tonight, fair warning, he smells like onions.
I smell a little like onions, but it was delicious. I got all my beef protein in today and in my chili. It was great.
And it was good, right?
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm
10 out of 10
like, I
recommend
can't
it.
believe this guy's eating a big bowl of chili at this game. But
Steve was worried I'd have the runs, so I don't. So
well, it's beanless. It's beanless.
That's the sprints. I don't know. That's the 100-meter dash.
The other thing I do want to mention, traditionally, just off the top, before we bring anybody on, we are an NHL podcast, as you guys know. And as of 3 hours ago, the Toronto Maple Leafs are last place in the Eastern Conference. Officially last place. I was like, this can't be this bad. It can't possibly be that Buffalo wins a game. Because Buffalo had to win a game for this to happen, and they beat up Carolina.
The Sabres are supposed to be the Blue Sabres.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, and before I ask Steve and Jesse, I want to ask you. You guys all watched the game last night, right? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Do you guys wish you'd done anything else with your Saturday night? Yeah. Okay. Now, everybody yell out at once the one thing that you think is holding the Toronto Maple Leafs back. Go. And this is the thing.
Somebody said the media.
The media.
Yeah.
Did he say the Toronto media? Or
You know what? Good point.
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, we
which
heard
I
that
think is
too.
the right answer.
Yeah, the press, the media. Yeah.
When you talk to people,
the media.
when
Kevin
you talk
McGran.
to, everybody gives you a different answer. Everybody has their theory on what the hell is going on here. And I have to be honest with you. I cannot, and I want to know if I'm wrong, I can't allow myself to believe that it's just because of the injuries. There's a lot of people online, the takes are hot, and they're saying, well, they got $40 million sitting on the sidelines. You got no Tanev, you got no Matthews, you got no Nyes, you got no Stollers, and when you did have Stollers, he was not looking like Stollers. So, I want to ask the two of you, give me in one word, if you can, Steve, what's the thing, or even a sentence, I'll give you that, okay? What's the headline thing that is most wrong with the Toronto Maple Leafs right now?
This is going to be unpopular.
You're already out of words.
Oh.
Shit.
Say Marner. I dare you. Say
That's,
Mitchie.
Oh, the guy who cost his team the game last night?
We all saw that
And it's
turnover,
true.
right?
Which the guy who's on his worst point production pace since his sophomore season? The guy who's getting paid $12 million to be on a 15-goal pace?
Are you cutting
This
a
is who
promo?
they're missing?
Are you cutting a promo on Mitch?
Hey.
No, because everyone wants
Right,
to
start the music back up.
Gene.
Start the music back up. It's promo time.
The Leafs are bad, so everyone wants to have a Mitch Marner conversation, but no one wants to have a Mitch Marner conversation. He hasn't been great. They have 7 overtime losses.
Yeah.
Try to do the thing that you asked me to do.
Yes.
Coach.
Oh.
We can get into that. Jesse Blake.
I'm going to one-up you. GM.
Whoa! All right. Who do you want me to start with, Steve or Jesse, on the answers here? I want them to expand. You want Jesse? Oh,
Thank you.
Hey, more interesting guy. Maybe we should have the Jesse Blake.
It's always great to have it confirmed in person.
I guess it's slowly becoming the Jesse Blake Sports Report.
That's fine.
So
That's a good name.
Jesse, yeah,
That's a great name for a program.
rolls off the tongue.
Yes.
Jesse, tell
Yes.
us why you say General Manager Brad Treliving.
Your question was, what is most wrong with the Leafs?
Yes.
It's the players on the team. So I have to blame the person who assembled the players on the team. And what they're going through right now is, I don't realize if Leafs fans know how lucky they were the last 9 years of hockey. Making the playoffs every single year isn't supposed to happen. You're supposed to have ebbs and flows in your franchise. And we've really lucked out with a really successful regular season team. So this is bound to happen. But this year it's happening because the talent that they've accumulated isn't good enough.
And to that point, none of the bets have worked, have they?
Exactly. So you look at Michelli, hasn't worked out. Dakota Joshua isn't what he was at the peak of when he was in Vancouver. Doubling down on Max Domi has given Craig Berube a chance to play Max Domi, which has been a disaster when he's been playing at center. And you look at the defense and bringing back the same defense core that they had last year that looked a lot better, but clearly this year they don't have what they had last year, and there should have been upgrades made there. Sending the first-round pick out for Carlo has been a disaster. Every single move here hasn't really worked out for Treliving because this is just how we've seen it play out so far, so I'm going to put the blame on him for assembling the team.
Now, I want to say something, and our social media guy, Justin, over there on his phone, as you would expect, has said, listen, and we were walking into the arena tonight, and he's like, it should have worked, though. It feels like it should have worked, and I agree with him. Jesse, why isn't it working? Why is it all going bad all at once?
But what should have worked? Right?
Well, like Carlo was good last year.
Carlo was good, but he's come into this year and not been that player, and whether that is for injuries are going to happen. Yeah. We saw his hit stats drop completely off the table. He's hitting at a per 60 rate about a quarter of what he's done over the course of his career. So that means like something's going on behind the scenes where
and they don't have the puck ever, so that number should be going the opposite direction.
Right. Yeah. So he's not comfy, or he's not injured, he's not playing well. If Carlo's injured, he's not playing well, there needs to be a contingency plan, and the contingency plan is what we're seeing right now, and that's not working. So eventually the guys there aren't playing well, and if you need new guys, that's on the GM to get new players that are playing well. It's now on Treliving to do something with the lineup and go in a direction. If we want to rebuild, he's got to go in that direction and start selling parts. Or if he wants to win this season, he starts doing stuff to get players in that are going to help them win this season. So that's why I keep landing on the GM needs to do something here.
All right, Stevie.
To back up, Jesse.
You can't head coach your way out of this.
No, first of all, I think you're right. I think we're both right, but let's break it down. I've talked about how Dubas, I thought he did a number of things really well, has no idea how to build a decor. With Brad, I don't think he knows what he's doing when it comes to forwards. Last year, they got by on what was largely the previous guys up front, and now none of the bets they made up front are working. And how's Calgary? They can't not just last, but can't score.
There's two teams below the Leafs in the standings in the NHL.
And one of them is
Calgary and Nashville.
Uncle.
Yeah.
Just
Whoa.
uncle. The reason I say coach is last year I operated under the idea that Craig Berube knew what he was doing. And they won 52 games. Why would I be like, oh yeah, this guy who won a cup sucks actually. And the team got better under him. No, he's bad. I think it changes very fast in the NHL. A lot of guys are nominated for the Jack Adams or win the Jack Adams, and within months they're bums. Yeah. And I think sometimes you just lose the room. I don't know if that's, he in the Pittsburgh game, supposedly second intermission, he tore the paint off the wall, and the Leafs came back. But you only get a certain number of those a season before the team just starts tuning you out. And every time he gets behind a mic, he doesn't know the answer to any question he's asked. When is this guy coming back from injury? Why can't they start a game on time? Why can't they give a full effort, full 60? He doesn't know the answer. They've been subpar all season. That was arguably their worst game of the season, definitely their worst period of the season. And it's followed by a 3-day break, which is something that I'm pretty sure they're not going to get for the rest of the 2025 calendar. This is when coaches get gassed. This has always been when coaches get gassed. But you're now going to give this core of players their fourth coach. I mean, Leaf fans are, irrational and crazy and everything. It sure does feel like a please do something, anything kind of scenario here. Because one thing I'm fairly confident of, the answer is not in the room. You're not going to
So you don't think when the guys come back, when Tanev is back, when Matthews is back, when Nyes is back, when Stollers is back, who else is out? Jake McCabe is injured. We don't know the timeline on that because we never do.
Here's the thing. Once they get everyone back, they're still losing guys. There's room to dig. And also, they were bad when they had all those guys, minus Lawton. Was Lawton the Jenga piece holding the whole tower together? You know what I mean? Like, apparently he was.
I've loved watching. I'll be honest. Every time he's on the ice, I feel safe. I love Scott Lawton.
I love Scott Lawton
him.
too.
I love him. I love him. And I know he's a Jenny. And I just want to say, I think he's been spectacular on a terrible team. And I'm like, thank God he's there. Like, there's an adult on that team.
Easton Cowan the other day said that he was funny. And I was like, I've never heard that about Lawton. But he's a funny guy. And I was like, oh, that's surprising.
I don't think I know what his voice sounds like.
Yeah, he's very soft-spoken, but apparently in the room, he's like one of the loudest guys, and it's a riot. They really like him there. Yeah.
I don't know. I think, are you guys losing your patience a bit? There you go.
Would you pay to watch the Leafs this year? That I'm hearing a lot. People, listen, 10 years ago when the Leafs were bad, people stopped going. And Jesse, we talked about it. We were at that Islanders game where John Tavares of the Islanders scored against the Leafs in overtime. And their arena was maybe 3/4 full, and that was like a story. Like, oh my God. And you are at the games now as a reporter, and you're seeing that.
Yeah, round of applause.
Shut up. Round of applause. Hey, you have Jesse. Man, isn't employment great? Employment's cool.
Yeah.
Congrats on having a job, buddy.
No,
Appreciate
credentials are awesome. And they allow me to go to the arena for all the home games and see that slowly there's more empty seats. Right. And it's not just the empty seats because people are down in the restaurants that they've built in Scotiabank Arena. They're genuinely people who have season seats are not getting them sold on the secondary market and then choosing not to go to the games because that's their first option, right? You put the tickets up for sale on Ticketmaster and hopefully they go and you don't have to go to the game. But now those tickets aren't selling and just the season seats are just sitting empty. And it's something I haven't seen since we've had credentials.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, the only way that can make me happy is that stupid guy that owns all those tickets who always cheers against the Leafs with his daughter. He's losing money this year and that makes me really happy. I don't like that guy. I'm sure he's a great person. I don't like him.
I'm not sure of that.
I don't think he's a good person. I don't know.
I'm not a fan. So you go ahead and blow your money, pal. It's one of those problems. It's like, well, if they fire the coach, what will they do? I don't know. Well, if they fire the GM, what will they do? I don't know. If they make a trade,
probably something.
How will they do that? I don't know. And here's the thing. Doing nothing seems like the worst of those outcomes.
If they do nothing, I could tell you what they will do. And that's continue to lose.
Right?
That was meant to be implied. You didn't have to. But you're right.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Man, you really read between the lines there. You
lose.
Real sharp on that one.
Definitely. Nothing gets past these guys. Holy shit. We got to come to Oshawa once a month. Let's do it. I miss it here. I really do, man.
I do want to say I'm glad we set up such a depressing segment for Simon Wang.
So anyway, here comes...
Now listen, I want to talk about him for just a quick second like he's not here. He is in that door there. But this is the third ever Chinese-born player to be drafted into the NHL. 6'6", San Jose Shark prospect who we love. Big shout out to the San Jose Sharks, who are the best.
Shout out all the truthers.
Are there truthers in the room? Are there truthers among us? We are very, very excited to welcome Hoshi, a.k.a. Simon Wang. All right, now I don't think that mic stand's big enough for you. You can pop that off, whatever you want to do. Yeah. There you go. Here, I'll take that out of the way. Oh, okay.
We're so
welcome.
good at this.
Yeah. So welcome. How's it feel to be up here?
Feels great.
Yeah, you're good?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Excited.
Now, listen, we got some Sharks fans in the crowd already, by the way. Just thought you should know
Love
that. So listen, you have such an unbelievable story, which is why we're so excited to talk to you. And it starts in Beijing when you were 4.5. How did you fall in love with hockey? How did you find out about hockey? Because we're hoping one day that this actually becomes a true international sport like soccer, but it's got a lot of ways to go. How did you find out about it?
I think it was absolutely, luck, obviously, because it wasn't big at the time at all, and my kindergarten friend started playing, so he was like, yo, you got to check out this really cool sport. When I went there, I was like, he's putting on cool equipment, tying a skate. I'm like, wow. Like,
Really?
I
It was
have
just
to
like
try
that?
Yeah, it was just like that. And then I told my mom I have to try it, and it was a hassle to buy all these equipment because obviously.
Is it not readily available at the corner store, right? Like where do you even find it, right? Like,
Yeah, it was a pro shop there.
oh, there is.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And hopped on that week and just fall in love with the
So
sport.
literally, it was the next week you were on the ice trying to play at 4.5.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
yeah.
But it is kind of that thing. Like everybody in this room, you guys all know when you fell in love with hockey, right? There's that snap moment. What is amazing about your story from there is, first off, I asked you backstage. You were always the tall kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
So that's
always talking, yeah.
So in all the hockey pictures, you're in the background in the middle, right?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
always in the middle. Yeah.
When did you realize, okay, like I might actually be pretty good at this?
I think just, obviously sticking in, playing in China, there wasn't a big opportunity for me to pursue as a professional. So my friend, actually another friend of mine, came to Toronto to chase his dream. And I had a long chat with my mom, whether should I stay in China and, eventually quit hockey because how much pressure they go through for the education system. So I don't really want to go through that. So my family discussed that it's probably the better choice to send me out overseas to Toronto and, see where it goes. And luckily it turned out great.
Now let me ask the two of you. If you guys had told your parents at 10 or 11 years old that you wanted to move to a foreign country, how might Tina Glynn or Tina Dangle have reacted, Stephen?
Well, once she woke up in the hospital, poorly. I think she would have gone back to her roots and thrown a wooden spoon at my head.
And Jesse, how about your mother?
Not well.
Okay.
No.
So
it would have been a no.
So this is what I need to know. I'm dying to know this. How good was your argument? Because I can tell you, I would never have won that argument with my mother. What was the thing that convinced her?
It's kind of funny because I wasn't great at school at all.
Okay.
So she doesn't. She didn't really have a say on, on what I should do, and she's really open-minded.
Yeah?
So I was really lucky to be born with open-minded parents, and, I made my points like, Ma, like, if I stay here, like, there's not much I can do for studying. So might as well just release me and, to Toronto and see where it goes.
And she was sitting there like, you know what? He's got a point.
Yeah. She said you're so bad at your education. We might as well give you a shot at the NHL.
Exactly.
That was the better option. Was you become one of the 0.0% professional athletes who make it to the show, as opposed to you just like study math.
And also you just happen to be like the 0.0001% of the population that gets over 6'5" too, right?
Like what?
Like, that's crazy, man. Yeah. So so
Great
that argument,
Great call by your mom.
Yeah. You know what? Your mom was onto something.
Yeah, she was.
Jesse, Steve, I'm going to turn it over to you guys. What do you have to ask?
I want to know about draft night because that's like the biggest moment because that's everything in your life works up to that moment. What was draft night like for you?
It was everything I expected. My brother wasn't there for the first round, and I was actually really happy that I didn't go because San Jose called. They say they might slide me into late first and early second, and I was like, it's supposed to happen because I want my brother there with me at the moment, and luckily he made it the next day. And the first thing my name got called, and my brain just completely went overdrive.
Yeah, you like blacked out in that moment.
Oh yeah, I was like, I had no idea what happened. I was floating down until I was putting on the jersey, and that moment just hit me like, wow.
It's a shame that it wasn't. Well, I guess you're glad that it was on day 2. But if it was on day 1, you would have had about 45 minutes on stage by yourself.
Oh, that was the worst.
They did. That first round just dragged on.
But
Yeah.
you're-
And then they bring you into the Big Brother room. Yeah. How do you feel about playing for our team now? Oh. Anyway, sorry.
Welcome to the Sharks! Arcs! Terrifying.
You didn't have to do that, right? Where you
No,
look into the
no.
thing and the GM talks to you and all
Yeah,
that.
thank
No.
God I didn't have to go through that.
Good.
Well, some guys, obviously you have conversations with teams before you got drafted. It always seemed like it was going to be the Sharks?
No, actually, I have no idea until when the draft night came, and I had a little conversation with my agent. Obviously, he didn't want to spoil anything, so he was like, just let whatever it takes you. So, and yeah.
Is it kind of cool that it's West Coast as well, so it's a little bit closer, to home? You can.
Oh, yeah, way closer,
It's
man.
a lot closer than here. Okay, fine. You know what? You're right. You should have gone to Florida. I'm trying to be.
I know,
it's
I
got to
know.
cut 5 hours off the flight, right? Like it's
Yeah.
not so bad.
No, it's not. Definitely not. It's closer to home, and weather is great. Can't complain at all. Tanning every day. I was there and just loving it.
Well, you know what's funny? We got to interview William Eklund, and was it him that told us? He said, yeah.
Makes
he's
him
like,
Cardwell.
Oh,
Ethan
Ethan Cardwell.
Ethan Cardwell.
Ethan Cardwell. Yeah, he told us he's like
From Oshawa.
He's from Oshawa, and he was like, I'm pretty soft now that I've been in California this long. Like it's pretty amazing. He's like, I'm not sure I can handle the winter at this point. Okay, Steve, go ahead, buddy. What do you got?
Oh, no, I was just saying it was Ethan Cardwell.
Oh, okay. You have
That's
nothing
all.
else?
No,
Okay, all right.
nothing
Well,
else.
so
Absolutely nothing.
one thing that struck me when we were kind of doing some research about you, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, and if you've heard the story, well, you're going to hear it again. But your mother got involved in arena building. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So explain that one because I'm assuming that you were the one that convinced her to build the arena too, or you seem like a pretty convincing guy, or how did that happen?
I mean, it was. I remember there's Beijing won the Winter Olympics.
Yep.
And at the time, she was thinking whether she should pursue it as an opportunity for an upcoming sport and take a risk at it. And obviously, driving an hour and a half every day to practice is not ideal at all because Beijing's such a packed city and going everywhere is just pain. Yeah, it's a pain. So she saw the opportunity. She discussed it with a couple of her friends and decided to make it happen and never looked back.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Just build an arena. That's crazy.
Yeah, well.
But you know what? That's amazing because it speaks to, I think, what hockey really is, right? At its best, hockey is a family sport. Everybody gets involved and kind of plays their role, right? Like I didn't come from a hockey family. My dad was into auto racing and my mom is an American, so she liked football. And as soon as I was playing hockey, my dad was coaching and mom was hating going to the arena at 6 a.m., but whatever. You get that sort of thing. But I just think it's really special that your mom was like, okay, my kid's playing, but I really want this to grow for other kids too. Yeah. And I think that's pretty cool, man.
I know. I told you she's open-minded parents.
Yeah.
Best mom I can ever have.
Come on. How great is that? How great is that?
Clip this and make sure we get him the file so he can send out.
Send it off to his mom. I gotta send this to my mom.
Yeah. Well, speaking of clips and everything, I want to know. Obviously you played and you loved playing it, but did you consume any NHL media or hockey media from, like, at what age did you start watching highlights or Instagram videos or what?
I actually didn't start watching NHL hockey until I was 12 when I first came to Toronto, because in China we didn't have that live stream on NHL hockey highlights and all this stuff.
We barely have it here.
So when I first came to Toronto, that's when I started, every morning, wake up, like turn the TV on for YouTube highlights and just go through everything. And yeah, from then I just...
You have a team?
No, I never had a team, but I did cheer for Boston.
Hold on.
Give him a sec.
I'm
sec.
sorry,
Let me
Bobby
explain,
Orr
let me-
played there, guys.
Yeah.
You've heard of him, right? Come on.
That's some good pandering. That's good, Adam.
I did cheer for Boston for a bit because my brother went there for school, and every time I visit him, I go watch a couple games, and the vibe is absolutely amazing, and that's when I fall in love with the game even more.
That's awesome.
Shoot, that's a good answer.
How have you liked Oshawa? Has it been fun living here?
Yeah, it's been fun. Like people call it, call it some sort of names, but I actually love it here.
Oh yeah.
This guy. It's awesome.
Schwallywood.
Exactly.
I got to ask you about playing for the Generals because obviously, in terms of junior teams in this country, it's one of the most storied franchises. Due for a Memorial Cup soon, I think. What do you guys think? Yeah. Been a while. And frankly, amazing players. You look at the people that are hanging in the rafters. You've got Orr, you've got Lindros, you've got Tavares. I think I saw Tony Tanti up there.
Max Savad.
Nathan Horton. So many people. What has stepping into that been like for you? Because I think we all have to remember, even though you're taller than all of us, you are 16 years old when you first put on that jersey, right?
I was 17.
You're 17.
Yeah.
Okay, but still,
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
What is that like?
It was definitely like a mind-blowing experience because I didn't thought I was gonna play major junior because the NCAA rule.
Right.
So when I got the call, Oshawa wants me to sign and play there for the rest of the year, I was like, wow, it's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. And the moment the first practice, I remember, seeing Beckett, seeing Richie, all these star guys. I'm like, wow, this is something else. But definitely mean a lot. Yeah. It's a great franchise, and put on that jersey every day means a lot. So yeah.
By the way, Beckett's been pretty good, eh? I don't think he's coming back.
Oh,
I don't think he's. I don't know.
That's still an option?
Yeah, it is actually still an option for him to come back, but I don't know. What's he like to play with?
I mean, he's just such a talented player that makes so much plays up and down the ice, and just how smart he is. Just
fun teammate too.
Fun teammate.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I think we've held you up here for long enough, and I want to say, to sit up here at your age, handle yourself the way you have in front of a room of people, I couldn't have done it. Congratulations on all your success. We will be rooting for you, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
And let's give it up again for him. Simon Wang, everybody. That is a star. Absolutely awesome. What a great... Man, that was hilarious. Well, I have to think about this, too, sometimes when we do these interviews, because I have to remember what I was at 17, 18 years old. And Steve is the only one in this room who remembers that, unfortunately.
Justin was there.
Oh, yeah, I guess Justin was there.
Where's
Justin was there.
Fisher?
Yeah.
Adam, you were a front man in a band, jumping around on stage in leather pants. I would have been like, hey, drop the mic.
Yeah, Adam, what are you lying about?
not-
You were on stage performing at that age in leather pants.
Yeah.
I paid to see you.
Yeah, I think... I think it's different when you're talking versus like you're in a band.
Oh,
Right?
yeah?
Like in a band. Okay.
All right,
honestly, the
show
difference-
us. Start dancing.
The difference in a band is that you've got guitar players you can hide behind.
Do you still remember the songs?
Like the ones we wrote.
Yeah.
Like we wrote
The
our own
originals?
songs. Yeah, for sure.
Could you do a rendition?
No. No. Here's
could
the
you give us
problem
a
is that
little bit?
The problem is that of the guys in the band, I was by far the least talented. Which is no, I'm not.
You were
I'm
the
not
lead
kidding.
singer.
I know, and I wasn't good.
Jesse.
So
He's right.
So I think when Simon's up here and Sam will be up here in just a second, like everybody's eyes are on them, right? Like I just have to say, like the composure was amazing. Also, he had a great suit. I got to be honest. Really like that vest.
yeah,
That was a
great
good suit.
Man.
Yeah. Anyway, should we bring Sam up?
I think we should.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 16 years old. Sam Roberts is going to join us right now. There he is.
Hey.
So listen, Sam, I'm going to ask the question that I'm sure you get every day and you're exhausted by it. How many times a week would you say, does somebody come up to you and say, okay, man, your dad was my favorite player? And that his dad, by the way, Leaf legend and only Leafs, Gary Roberts. Yeah.
Famously played for just one team.
Yeah,
Yes.
just the one.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's almost like sometimes it feels like it's every day. Someone's asking me about it, but I don't know. I think it's super cool to have a dad like that, but it's getting a little repetitive these days. I don't know.
I can't wait for the Hearst Hockey Night in Canada feature where you're 4 or 5 years from now you're gonna be like, yep, that is my dad, and then it'll be like Ron McLean sitting in front of you like, so and you'll be like, yep, it sure is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know how many more questions people are gonna ask me about my dad. I feel like everyone's been asked. All the questions.
The only thing I want to ask you honestly on that, and I do have a question about your dad.
Oh my goodness, Adam.
Hold on, it's a good one. Are the rumors about training with your dad and that group true? Because here's the thing, you guys know that Gary Roberts runs like a whole training thing, right? Apparently, it's the most
What?
intense.
Adam, you're not supposed
thing.
to break
are
news
you,
on the show.
Are you allowed to have carbs? Tell us a little bit about that. Like, what's that like?
Carbs are only on cheat days.
Only on cheat days. Okay, all right.
No, but yeah, the training. When he's in the gym, you better be on your A game. That's for sure. Yeah.
And how far back does that go? Like, when did you first step in?
I bet I was 8 years old.
Wow.
Probably lifting weights. Yeah.
What?
It was real early.
Wow. I love it.
Who had, because I know all the players would show up at the house, who had the nicest car? And I asked this because my uncle used to live right there, and I was at an event where Stamkos was there, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is Stamkos' car. He asked me to send him a picture. He's like, oh, yeah, drives like an idiot.
Yeah, like it was probably Stammer had the best car. He was probably the biggest star there, but I think he had a Ferrari at the time, and that was sweet to see. That's for sure.
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Quaint little vehicle.
Jess?
Yeah, I was asking you backstage. I wanted to prep you a little for this because the hockey locker room, the nickname is a big thing. Everybody has a nickname, and I just want to know amongst the Jennies, can you give us some of the nicknames of some of your buddies on the team, and then give us who's got the best one?
Yeah, there's a couple guys with cool nicknames, but Murnane, he calls himself the Bull.
Why?
Who knows why?
Okay.
Calls himself the Bull.
They were doing a hockey some talk with some guy, and he was like, "What's your inner self?" And he said, "I'm a bull." And you wonder sometimes. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
Great. That's a great answer.
Who's is it Sniff?
Yeah, Griffey. Yeah, the guys call him Sniff. I have no idea why. But
Simon said it was because it rhymes?
yeah,
Rhymes,
Swanger
kind
said
of.
Swanger said it's because it rhymes. I think it could mean anything at this point. But yeah, there's some wicked nicknames for sure.
And then, like, the day-to-day balance for you is a little different than some of the other guys because you have to actually get an education while you're also playing hockey.
Ooh.
I know. Boo.
Who needs that?
Who needs
Look at
that?
Simon. Simon doesn't need that.
He doesn't need that crap.
Could you walk us through your, like, typical day or typical week as a Jenny?
Yeah, like we go to school Monday to Friday, and we're only there for 2 classes, so it's pretty light. And my grades are still taking a toll. So, and then you get to the rink. Usually have a hard practice Tuesday to Wednesday. They're real baggers. And that's pretty much the day. You lift after, and you get some pretty good rest. Yeah.
What's the worst subject?
Chemistry. I got a 51 right now.
Oh, no.
Well, hey,
That's a hold! Stop the count! 51 is a
this
pass!
semester right now,
Hey.
you're at a 51. You're passing.
Let's just say education's not my right path.
I also want to say, listen, taking chemistry, I avoided that like the plague. That's a skill issue, man. You shouldn't have signed up for that. What are you doing?
That's my mom's fault.
So listen, like I think that's the craziest thing too. Is like you and we talked to Simon about it a little bit. You're 16 years old. You walk in, and this is one of the most storied franchises out there, right? Everybody knows the Oshawa Generals in hockey. The history is unbelievable. What is it like the first time you put on a jersey here?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty crazy. It was like a week before draft night. They called me and they were like, we want to take you, and I was shocked almost. Like the Jennies, it's kind of been hometown team, and it was a surreal moment putting on the jersey. That's for sure. Yeah.
And what kind of player do you want to be? Like again, this is the thing. Like you, as you grow into your role on this team and in this city, what kind of if we were to sit you in a room and have 5 coaches, what would you want them to say about you?
Probably being like a hard-nosed power forward in a way. I think I gotta grow my role a little bit, but hard-nosed power forward with some good skill.
Okay,
Some good skill.
Some finish on that?
Yeah, a little finish.
Want to score some goals?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
What's changed the most since you played your first game?
Probably like adapting to the pace. Like the first game was like, holy, like I'm in the OHL now. This isn't minor hockey. But probably the pace for sure. It's a fast game, but adapting. You could say adapting.
Do you have any NHLers you kind of model your game after or you look up to?
Yeah, like I watched a lot of Stammer, my whole life, but I like to try and model my game after like Nyes, like Matthew Nyes, a little Leafs guy. Yeah,
He's pretty popular.
Yeah.
pretty popular. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got the new age power forward thing going on.
exactly. That's why I like try to, I like to watch his clips sometimes and try to model it.
What is it about him specifically? Like, you're in front of a hockey mad audience. What nerdy thing about Matthew Nyes you're like, man, I want to do exactly what he's doing there?
His puck battles, like it's crazy. Like the way he protects his puck is like it's insane. Yeah.
And I gotta ask, like, in terms of like when you step on the ice and the first goes in and you're on the ice, do you hear the crowd? Is that something like? Because listen, I never played in front of anything other than like my parents and aunts and uncles and stuff. What does that feel like?
I don't know. Like the first time I scored at home, it was like I kind of blacked out almost. I was a little surprised I scored, but Griffey's passed me the puck, so I got to bury. But I don't know. You kind of hear the crowd sometimes, but more as you're going back to the bench.
Okay. As you're going back to the bench.
Yeah,
okay.
I was skating back
So
to the
does it
bench.
become background noise eventually? You kind of just ignore it, and it's like what's on the ice matters.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
All right.
Is it distracting when you're the answer to a trivia question during the game?
I was.
That happened
That
today.
happened
Today,
That
you were the
happened tonight.
answer, and I had to be like, and also he's going to be on my podcast later. And anyway, he's playing a game right now. All right, have fun, Sam.
Hi, Sam. Hi.
Yeah, I was on the bench. I was looking up, and I was like, "Oh, it's me." And I was like trying to get the boys fired up, and I was looking up. I'm, seeing if the camera's gonna be on me. And
Well, listen, I got to tell you, like it's very, very special to come here and obviously see like the fans in Oshawa are unbelievable, as you know. But it's cool to see a team where the Generals are right now. Like obviously, We're all pretty familiar with Ben Danford. We're all pretty familiar with Beckett Seneca and Colby Barlow and all the guys that were here last year. But what I always find amazing about OHL, junior hockey in general, is the cycles that you guys go through. And, you know, one year it's like we're going for the Memorial Cup. The next year we are rebuilding and there's this whole new injection of talent. And you are the next generation. And that's got to feel pretty cool.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know I talking to Mario, talking to Raj, like, you know, being the new generation of players coming through. Like, I know we got a lot of 08s, you know, 09s. It's going to be special, I think, as the years go on.
I'm going to die.
Pretty soon, too.
I'm going to
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
You're a couple years away from that, Adam.
I was already a working adult in 08. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
Season 2 of LFR.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, your YouTube channel's older than him by like a few years. Yeah,
We're old. We're
I don't
so
know.
old.
Listen, I want to say this, and I said this to Simon too. Like, you coming up here at 16, cracking jokes in front of all these people is pretty impressive, and it shows, first off, that the organization values character, good people, and there's some confidence here that I'll tell you, none of us had at 16. None of us sitting on this stage. I don't know how many people in this room can speak for that, but you being here and being comfortable the way you are, I want to say we're going to be watching. We're going to be cheering for you. And thanks so much for joining us, buddy.
Amazing. Thank
Yeah,
you guys.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well done. Give it up again for Sam Roberts. Another good suit, too. These guys with their suits, huh? It's looking good.
It's frustrating. I was thinking about, like, myself in pressure situations when I was 16, and I remembered going for my G2 driver's test. Shambolic.
Did you pass?
I did, but only because the instructor just didn't feel like failing me.
That's fair.
Because I did really well. I nailed everything, and then a fire truck passed, and I went, and I didn't stop all the way. And which is
That should be an automatic
it's an
fail.
Auto fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like really illegal.
But it was weird.
Oh, that's so illegal?
It was weird.
What are you
'cause-
doing?
And I knew that, and so it's just this death march to go to my backing into a space test, which I also just buckled. And I do it. We go in, and she hands me the "Hey, stupid, you passed" papers, and I go, and she tells me that, and I go, so wait, I passed? And she doesn't even lower her sunglasses. She goes, "I just said that," and walked away. Like CSI. Yeah! Like, I was like, that was unnecessary. Why are you like a driving instructor in aura farming? I didn't understand what that was about, but I was happy to get the pass.
Wow.
You know, Adam, when Steve texts us all the time when he's running late, which is every day, and he's complaining about traffic, I'm starting to think that maybe it's not the other drivers. And maybe it's the guy who probably shouldn't have a license because he didn't really pass his driver's test.
It's whenever I say if
Maybe
I was
it's
a
you.
tyrant.
I mean,
If I was a tyrant for a day, I would just take away everyone's license. That's me too.
Yeah, your own license
Yeah.
probably taken away.
I'm part of everyone.
I think my favorite part about Steve Dangle is the fact that he gets on the road every day and expects it to be anything other than what it is. And
Every day there's traffic,
like,
and he's surprised
and he's
that
like,
it's every day.
What is the draw? And we're like, Steve, it's the same every day. Like, I don't.
When is this
Because-
just going to be the normal?
Yeah, I can't believe the word "the" is spelled THE again.
It's the
Again?
same reason that I'm a Leafs fan. It's optimism. I'm an idealist, Adam. I think of a better world, and I just I think if I dream hard enough, it'll happen.
You're
If
going
I
to dream the
hard
traffic
enough,
away.
They're going to have a parade on a DVP that is moving smoothly. Like, that's, I want to be part of that world. Realistically, there's going to be traffic and it'll flood.
I think my favorite part about we're up here gonna shoot the shit for a little bit longer. Do you guys mind?
We got to do questions.
We're gonna do questions. We'll do questions. I just
don't
want to say this
don't
one
forget the
thing.
order of things.
Let me just do the one thing.
Yeah, okay.
Let me say the one thing.
All right.
My favorite thing about Steve being late is that he will never.
When you walk in with him also
No,
late?
when I'm also late. But I give him I give you an ETA. Like I told you today I was going to be 15 minutes late, and I was.
That's wrong, by the way.
I was 15 minutes late.
Oh, yeah.
I was here at 4:45.
You said 4:30.
Oh. All right. Steve will be like, I'm going to be a few minutes late. And he's very evasive about like, hey, so we'll be like, hey, do you have a time on that? I don't know. Waze, the number keeps going up on Waze. And I just don't know
I
what
do
it
not
is.
use Waze.
Or whatever, Google Maps.
It's Google Maps.
It's true.
All right,
True.
questions?
Questions from the audience. And by the way,
So-
Justin, do we have a mic for questions?
Justin,
or
can
do
you grab
just wanna
the
yell at us?
audience mic, which is in the back?
All right.
So raise your hand, and then Justin's gonna come around, and you'll. Hand
you
the
don't have to raise your
microphone,
hand. Like, we're not
and
telling you
then you can ask the question.
You know
So,
why I don't give you an
Justin,
ETA?
go ahead. If you don't get picked, it's Justin's fault.
Why don't you give us an ETA?
Because I would never lie to you.
Oh, listen to this. All right.
could never.
Your name.
Hey, it's Ethan.
Hi, Ethan.
Everybody, hi,
Hi,
Ethan.
It's nice to finally meet you guys. So I was at the Blue Jackets, Bruins, and Penguins game this year.
Oh, it's your fault.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. Yeah,
Well, hold on. What's the goal differential for those games, by the way?
Hey, we won the Penguins game.
Yes,
Yeah,
you did.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
true. It's a good point.
It is my fault because I'm a season ticket holder. So it's our fault.
So you're having a good time.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I was curious. I think that the first two periods of the Penguins game was the worst that I've ever seen the Leafs play in my 28 years of life. So I'm curious if you guys think that this year there's potential for us to be worse than like the Phaneuf Kessel beginning era, or do you think that we've kind of bottomed out in as little hope as the team will give us?
So there's something there. The Leafs keep hanging on to the injuries thing, which is gaslighting. Like, they might as well just look down the barrel of the camera and go, hey, you stupid pigs, eat your slop, you little piggies, oink, oink.
Wow, okay.
No, because
All right.
they were bad before the injuries, right? Those Leaf teams that we look back on not all that fondly, they played competitive games because a lot of those guys, let's face it, either shouldn't have been in the league or shouldn't have been in that kind of role. On a playoff team or on a cup contending team, whoever was on the second line might have been on the third, might
Jared
have been on the
Smithson.
fourth, might have been in the, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Right?
18 minutes a night under Randy Carlisle. That guy
Right.
used to get. Yeah.
But they were hungry. And the X's and O's weren't quite there, and the skill wasn't quite there, but they were hungry. Dakota Mermis is, sometimes he's treading water, sometimes he's drowning. The guy's hungry. The guy's got fire. The guy is trying, he's busting his ass. You see that, like scratching Quillen was such a mistake. Like you talk about a guy who is fighting for every hour he's in the NHL right now. That's exactly the kind of thing you want out of your lineup. And you take him out? Why? So what confuses me about this team, and I think what disgusts people about this team, is, listen, if they were going to take a step back, fine. They're last place in the East? That's pathetic. I don't care how many injuries you got.
I think, too, you're fighting against expectations. Like, I straight up will be the first to admit I had the Leafs winning the division this year. I think the Atlantic is wide open. I think it's still wide open.
If I knew what the Atlantic looked like, I would have had them winning too.
100%. Like Tampa's fighting injuries and getting older. Florida has 40 guys on the IR. Ottawa's looked shaky, sometimes good, sometimes not. Montreal's had a bit of a rough go of it lately. And so you're fighting the expectation that, hey, this team is supposed to be good, and they're not. At very least, I mean, the management group during the Phaneuf Kessel years thought that they were going to be good, but like no one else did. Everybody else is like, yeah, okay, sure, guys. Yeah, if you squeak into the playoffs, cool, but like I don't think so. I'm seeing right now, it's like they're not slightly underperforming. They are vastly underperforming. And when they did everybody in the lineup, like they were just like, I don't feel like playing the first period. And you guys all know what that looks like, right? Like, you know what that looks like. You're not stupid. And that's what's so frustrating. And here's the thing. After every game, Craig Berube says that. He's like, until we dig in and play 60. And then the next night, he's like, until we dig in and play 60. And at a certain point, it's pretty clear they're not digging in and playing 60, and it's the end of November. So I think that's probably the other side of it. Other question. Sorry,
A
is
lot
that
of
depressing?
optimism.
Anyway, isn't this fun?
One thing that I don't think we'll pick up on the podcast, like in
Silence.
the middle of me being like, they're pieces of crap and they stink, like the air conditioning turned off. Like so it got even quieter. Like
In the back there.
That was a eulogy.
Who do we have, Justin?
What's your name?
Maverick.
Maverick.
Yeah, it is.
Hi, Mav.
Hi, Maverick.
In the middle of watching the last game, I was just thinking about how this is the worst I felt about the Leafs in about 2 decades, even worse than 15-16, because at least it was expected. And then I got to thinking about the 2016-2017 Colorado Avalanche.
Not
And
good.
I was thinking, do you guys see any comparables with the Leafs there in terms of the team structure? And if so, who is Matt Duchene on the Leafs, and where is he getting traded?
Well, because weren't the team. Wasn't the Avalanche team before that like first in the NHL, but they were like a PDO?
Three, yeah.
Yeah, they were like a monster, and then they were out in the first round.
Yep.
And so they were a bit of a paper tiger,
And
right?
then the next year they had the awful year, and then they drafted high, and yeah. And
Who
then
did they
now
get? Was that that wasn't the Makar year, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Mikhail Makar.
That was the Makar year.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, if we had a first round pick.
It's the in the basketball the equivalent was the San Antonio Spurs had this guy named David Robertson, and they had a whole championship run, and then they stunk for 1 season, and they got Tim Duncan, and then they went on a 20-year run of being great. So the hope is there. The Leafs have a 9-year run of playoffs here. You stink for 1 year, you keep that top 3 protected pick, and you get a high draft pick, and then next year you are.
Is it 3
continue
or
this-
5?
Top 5, sorry.
Oh, thank
I said
God.
Top 3, top 5 protected draft pick.
I was gonna have
and
a bad
then you
drive home.
carry on the long running of good regular season after this year. So it's not out
They
of the
are
realm of
due.
possibility because
They're
you
due.
have Nylander, Matthews, Nyes, Tavares,
Cowan.
Riley, Cowan. You have a kind of really good core locked up that should be playing better. So if you trust those pieces that you have, a brief pause and then a retool for next season makes a lot of sense.
It could work. If you're going to get up in the morning and still be a Leaf fan, you might as well believe it might work.
Yeah.
But like the other thing that
We're selling hope here now.
Yeah, the thing that came out of that season, though, for the Colorado Avalanche is they slip, fall, and land in Nathan McKinnon's contract, which was the greatest contract in the NHL, $6.3 million, and it directly led to a cup. Like, they won a cup with him on that deal. If you look at, like, a lot of the 2010s cups and the ones in the 2020s, yeah, the teams are built a certain way and they had star power, but the way they were able to get that mix comes down to a math equation, and that math equation usually comes with they got a bunch of guys on sweetheart deals. And
Can I give you an answer?
gimme.
What if the Leafs equivalent to the McKinnon contract is the salary cap going up and their guys being locked up right now? What if that jump to $110 million makes the contracts that they have right now that are on the books that the other teams have to sign in the future under that old cap, makes the Leafs in an advantage position? You know?
So
I
the secret is
don't
not having
hate
any
that
good
at all.
players. Yeah, not having any good players to sign is good. No, I'm kidding.
Like
I'm totally
John
kidding. I'm kidding.
Tavares' contract is absurd.
Amazing.
He is one of the best players in the league right now at his current performance level, and he's making under $5 million. That's stupid.
Yep.
Like, so there is something there to hang on to. Plus, Austin's locked up, like I said. That contract, it's the second highest in the league right now, but as the cap goes up and guys continue to jump that, it'll only get better.
Yep.
Same with Willie's deal. Nyes' deal is comfy. You know, like the contracts they have now can turn into really good deals.
Yeah, they have a lot of current problems. They don't have very many long-term problems.
Exactly.
Which is good news. It's
Yeah.
just, I don't know, but what if I'm sad now?
Even the goaltending, too. I haven't even touched on that.
Yep.
If Stollers
Absolutely.
and Wall are at their top form and they're signed for combined under 6 together,
It's like under 7, 7.5.
it's under 8, I should say, probably. Like that can also be really good for their cap. So there's hope here in the future. It's not. I don't think this needs to be a bottom out for 10 years San Jose Sharks situation.
No.
You know.
No, well, you get Simon Wang out of it.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
All
Do we
right,
have other
next
questions?
question over here, Justin. Your name, sir.
Hi, my name is Sean,
Hi, Sean. Everybody say hi, Sean.
and I have a question about the defensive system for the Leafs. So last year, the Leafs win the division, They have one of the strongest cores they probably have had in the last 20 years, maybe one of the strongest in the league. And then they come back with almost the same core, the same GM, the same coach, and they're defensively atrocious. Is there someone else on the Leafs coaching staff that should be under the microscope after Lambert leaving?
Well, yes. So the implication, I guess, is Derek Lalonde.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to remember, like I got to stick to what I said last year because people were like, should Mark Savard be under the microscope? Because the Leafs were doing really well. Their power play was awful. And I'm like, well, when was the last time you saw a team fire just an assistant coach mid-season? Sometimes you'll see an off-season change or like an assistant coach will leave with a head coach. That's not uncommon. But like you might have to fire Craig Berube in order to get rid of Derek Lalonde at this point. Like I just don't see one guy leaving right now because it's very atypical.
And what they would tell you is that they haven't had the guys. Like if you were to talk to them, because they're going to be stubborn about it, they made the hire. They're going to say, well, listen, I mean, look who he's had. Tanev's been gone. Carlo was clearly hurt from the beginning. I hope he was hurt from the beginning because the play wasn't there.
The numbers suggest so.
Yeah. So, if the hit stats fall down, you kind of know the guy's in pain, right? So, and Derek Lalonde was the assistant coach that was running the Tampa Bay championship team defense, which was so good. The problem, though, in Detroit when he was the head coach and here now, is there's no Victor Hedman, there's no McDonough, there's no Cernak, there's no
Sergachev even.
Sergachev on the come up. Yeah, it was a completely different kettle of fish that he walked into in Detroit and then here in Toronto as well. And I don't know what he's trying to do, but they're not pulling it off.
Right. But what do we always say the Jack Adams Trophy really is?
It's oh my God, well, you guys are better than I thought.
Yeah, sometimes, you can be the overwhelming President's Trophy team and win it. But it's usually, whoa, it should just be called that. Whoa. I didn't expect your team to be any good. And there's another world where you take this decor that should not be good and whoa, look at that. You're kind of all right and in a playoff spot. And I see those Tampa teams, you know what they didn't do? Whine about injuries ever. CJ talked about this. They used to look forward to and embrace situations where guys were out and they would play you harder and they would win anyway. Right? That's just the way they operated. They're facing injuries right now. And Nikita Kucherov said something along those same lines yesterday. You have to find a way.
Stamkos, Game 3 of the Stanley Cup, plays one shift, scores a goal, can't play the rest of it. That's a dog, man.
They won a cup without their captain. That is, if it wasn't the bubble cup, it would be a way bigger story in hockey lore.
Yeah.
It should be.
It should
honestly. If you count that cup as legitimate, which you should, because it is, they won a cup without a major piece of their roster. And then like you said, he played one game. Scores, peace.
Yeah. Leaves.
Stayed in a bubble for 2 months, didn't have to, right? Shows up for that one moment. That really does deserve a bigger piece in hockey's lore. And they found a way.
Absolutely. Jesse, anything else, or are we going to questions?
More questions?
More questions. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Jacob.
Hey, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
Hi, everybody. So I'm a Wings fan, so I'm going to distract from the Leafs fandom.
Thank you.
for a second.
I love it.
Steve, I need to know how many points are we scoring in the Learner League this year?
Oh. Yeah. You know what? You know what the Generals want to hear? Steve's stats.
I'm just so relieved it wasn't a question. You could just go, how about them Red Wings?
Yeah.
So,
what
are your numbers?
I'm on a bit of a skid.
Oh, no, Mitch.
But my team won their last game. Well, I didn't give the puck away. But,
Did you show up in the big moments or no?
I had points.
The pressure too big for you?
Points in 5 straight.
Oh, damn.
2 goals, 3 assists. And I'm going to text my teammates tonight because I'm missing the game right now. They have an undefeated record without me. And in their last game without me, they got a shutout.
Does your league update the stats on like a website that you can go check and look?
Yeah.
And you can like look up Dangle and it's all there.
Okay, would you
It's
take
my real last name, but yeah.
would you take you in fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like if your league had a fantasy league, would you take you?
Because the ref is just out and told me, he's like, I'm really nice when it comes to your assists.
Okay.
That's fun.
That's a great question, by the way. Thank you for that. That was awesome. What else, Justin? Okay, over here. We already know this guy. This is David Owens, everybody. Say hi to David.
Hi, David.
David drove down from Kingston.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah.
So trying to go into a bit of a brighter note.
Okay, let's do it.
I was going to ask your guys' opinion on some Blue Jays because
Nice.
my question primarily is for Jesse, but I would like y'all to weigh in. Do you think Santander being healthy is going to be the boost that they need if he's healthy?
I think they'll need another. The Bo situation makes everything tough. Like, I think that's where you got to start is like, okay, what are you doing with the Bo money? Are you bringing him back? Is he going to be your second baseman? Because I think we're out on him playing short now just based on what his defensive abilities are right now. Santander being healthy is going to change a lot because they didn't have him all last year. But when he was in the playoffs, it was rough. Like, there was no reason for him to be in that lineup, and I think the injury was enough of an excuse to be like, go away, because it's going to bolster the lineup. But I have a very sunny outlook on the Jays for next season. I think it's like building on the World Series year. Now it's not like you're the underdog coming in and nobody thinks you're going to do well. It's you are one of the top dogs in the American League. Go out and prove to everybody what you can do. And I think the roster that they have now, with whatever they're going to do in that Bo slot, will make them a contender. The pitching staff is good enough to hold up everything.
Are you Bo or Kyle Tucker?
I'm Bo.
You're Bo.
Yeah.
Why are you Bo? Because everybody's talking about Kyle Tucker. Well, he fits the Jays perfectly. I think he's going to sign there.
What Bo has proven as a hitter consistently year in, year out, I'm going to put up the most hits in the American League. Nobody's going to stop me. He almost did it this year in like 20 less games than the guy who actually finished in first. I think he finished like 6 hits behind him. I want that bat every day of the week, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Even if you like have to eat money at the end of the contract when he's old, who cares? You're going to get him for this window right now where they have a shot at doing something really special.
He looked like he had bodyitis, and he still hit the hell out of the ball in the World Series. So, God, I love Bo. And also my son will be really sad if he goes. Yeah. So he's now old enough where there's players where I'm like, really hope they don't get traded.
Does Leo have favorite players?
Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
His teddy bear is called Bobo because it was originally Bo the Bear, but he couldn't talk that well when we bought it for him, so we just started calling it Bobo.
What about on the Leafs?
Austin Matthews.
Austin? Okay. That's like a default.
Yeah.
Every kid just defaults to Austin.
And he has an affinity for Steven Lorentz because he scored the game winner in the first game he went to. And he likes Simone Benoit because I think he's impressed that he can say a French word.
Like Benoit can or Leo can?
Yes.
Okay. Any more questions? All right. What do we got?
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hello.
how's it going?
Good.
First off, name for everybody.
My name is Yusuf.
Yes, we know.
Hi,
Yusuf.
Hello.
Nice Red Wings jersey, man.
Yeah, thanks, Steven.
Actually looks great.
Two of you, yeah.
There's two.
You should chit-chat,
I have
yeah.
2 questions, and both of them are for Adam.
Uh-oh. Is it
Adam.
Red Wings related?
Mr. Adam Wilde.
Do I have to eat crow?
Where is your Oshawa Generals jersey?
Oh, okay. So, interesting story. I don't know. I have in my truck a Antropov. So Nick Antropov's kid played for the Jennies, and it's signed, and it's in my truck. Listen, I don't think anyone's breaking in to steal it, but I tried it on today, and it looked like it was spray painted on. So I put on a few pounds since, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to wear that. But yeah, the Generals were lovely enough to give us a jersey last year, and I have misplaced it. It's either in the basement at work or it's somewhere in my condo, and I don't know.
If you know Adam, it's very on brand.
Yeah.
None of this is surprising.
No, and I, of course, left it till the last hour before I had to come here to check for it.
That's the part of it.
So, yeah. Second question.
Second question. I know you started the season not a believer of our Detroit Red Wings. But how are you feeling so far?
I think Detroit had a good start in 23-24 as well. We'll see in March. We'll see what happens. Listen, I'm open to it. The East is literally, especially the Atlantic, wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open. And we saw last year when New York and Boston fell out inexplicably. Like, nobody expected that. Montreal and Ottawa get in, right? So, if you're Detroit, go and take advantage of the Leafs falling apart. Go and take advantage of the fact that the Senators have looked kind of mid without Brady. I mean, he is their best player, but I think that's the thing is like Detroit could absolutely make the playoffs here. What will be hilarious about it is that it'll make Steve Yzerman convinced that he's doing the right things. And I love Steve Yzerman. I loved him as a player.
He's not coming on Agent Provocateur anymore.
I loved him. We had him on Agent Provocateur. The guy's awesome. Like, he is a wicked guy, but I don't understand.
He's going to come on again wearing a ring with the cup in the shot.
He's got like 6 rings, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He
but
has
this
4.
one is the Adam Wild ring.
Yeah, it's probably on the middle finger. I deserve it, too. I deserve it.
I'll say this about the Red Wings, like,
Please sign more big defensemen like Ben Sherratt. I want
my
more Ben
God.
Sherratt.
Who are you talking to, Brad?
Justin Hall?
Yeah, like, I'm human. I want to be right. So my prediction was they're not going to be good, and then they started the season really well. I'm watching the out-of-town scoreboard, and Columbus is up on them, and I'm like, yeah. Detroit.
Steven.
I'm not that salty
And then
about it.
I didn't even find out they tied it. It's just DeBrincat wins it in overtime, and I went, welp. And then I watched my team get murdered on national television.
The joy of this job is that you get to eat a lot of crap. And it's always your
Nobody
own words.
remembers when we're right.
No.
It's only when we're wrong.
Although I am going to, listen, I'm floating through the air on that Ducks pick. I'm telling you.
yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
We got a question over here, and this will
Questions?
probably be a couple of our last questions here.
Hi, my name is Jonas.
Hi, Jonas.
Last year, I asked you guys about Ben Danford, and I was going to ask you guys again, but obviously he's not
He's
here
gone.
anymore.
And you are wearing his jersey. Yeah.
Don't remind me.
Long may he rest.
So instead, I'm going to ask you, you guys just watched without including Beckett Seneca, who is never coming back, the youngest and tallest team in the league tonight. Take on the Kitchener Rangers. What are your thoughts? Like Sam Roberts mentioned, the 08s, the 09s, a lot of these young kids. What are your kind of thoughts on this rebuilding team after being the only team who beat London last year in the playoffs?
I thought Roberts and Wang were the best players on the team. Are they still here?
Oh, they left.
They left.
They left.
Oh, okay.
But you know who's a player? Is Griffin.
He has a chemistry test.
Does he actually? No.
There's no way.
No way.
Legit?
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh. I don't know if he's going to do well.
Hold that 51. That's so great.
We should wax poetic on the goaltender for a second.
Yeah.
Goaltending's amazing. And I think it had been a 2-game winning streak before this with no goals.
Shutout.
scored.
2 shutouts in a row.
132 minutes.
Yeah, he looked really good. A couple of really good saves. He got hit on the shoulder a little bit, shuck it off, stayed in the game.
Yeah, he was excellent.
Warrior out there.
Yeah.
Really good. Griffin is crazy.
Griffin's great.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
Watch
really,
out.
really. Yeah, my fiance loves him. Hey, whoa.
Yeah, I have to say, like, it's the long. Is it not the longest playoff streak or one of the longer playoff streaks? Like the Oshawa Generals never really bottom out, right? So it's amazing sort of what happened last year. But what's cool about it is CJ always says you're selling wins or you're selling hope. Last year selling wins. This year we're selling hope, and the hope, like, you can see it. Right? The fans have bought right in or whatever. I'm like, well, maybe the Leafs should come to a Jenny's game.
Yeah.
Have a look around.
You know what was awesome? The crowd was into it the whole time.
The whole time.
Like, you guys sell out that building all the time. The crowd, like, the bowl is filled and everybody's into the game. And, like, the Leafs, the equivalent, it's funny because you don't get that at Leafs games. When things are going bad, the crowd also goes bad. But with you guys, like, the score wasn't close at times. You fight back into it. The crowd's still into it. It was a great atmosphere.
To be
It's
fair,
fun
though,
to go to
the
games.
Generals don't torture their fans, right?
Like the Leafs
they're
do, yeah.
generally speaking. There have been heartbreaking moments, I'm sure, but I don't think that it's like it's like you're gonna sit here and you're gonna watch this, and you're gonna know the end of this movie for the next 9 years, and you're gonna watch this. You know what I mean?
Talking about Leafs games.
Yeah. So. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, they play all 60. It's
Yeah.
a fun atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's a hungry team, a great product. I thought they had a real good chance to tie it until that bogus diving call that I thought was garbage. As soon as he goes down, I'm like, yeah, and the ref goes like this, and I go, no! So that's something that just permeates league to league, apparently. But, yeah. No,
It's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you got to develop incompetence, right? So, like, it's important. It's important.
Is that what they're doing in the O?
Yeah, they call a trip, and it's like, it's the playoffs, man. No. But it was
Never gonna get called up to Gary's league with that attitude.
It was right in his feet. Don't talk back like that. Unless it's London.
Yeah, I hear London doesn't. Nothing gets called.
They play by other rules.
Yeah.
We
Anyway,
have more questions.
They're just smarter.
last question here. St. Louis
Last
Blues
one.
jersey. Look at this. Oh, it's a Marty Brodeur St. Louis Blues
Wow,
jersey.
you're so
Stand up.
difficult.
Stand up and let the whole
You are
audience
the
in.
most
Look
difficult.
at this. Wow. Oh my God.
I don't think Marty has one of those. Wow.
And your name is
Devin.
Devin.
Hi,
Devin.
Hi, Devin.
A quick stack to make you feel old, and then I have a question.
Oh, cool. I want to feel old again for sure. Yeah.
I saw a stat that Matthew Schaefer was 12 years old when the pandemic started.
Yes. Yeah. I told you that on the show last week. Did you not remember that?
No.
And that was your reaction.
So I got to do that twice?
Yeah.
Oh.
It hurts both times.
Yes,
though.
it did.
It hurts both times.
Ow.
And second one.
So over the last few seasons, everyone's been saying how bad goaltending has been. Minus Stuart Skinner, because we already know he's bad. Are we at a point where scoring is just so good now that goaltending is just bound to be less good going forward?
Interesting.
So I take issue with that, not because of you on what you're saying there. because I know I can be a little
Adam
harsh on
hates
people.
you personally.
I know I've got a
And
bit
he's
of a
gonna
rep for
start
that.
his answer by saying how much he dislikes you.
But people will say that, and I'm like,
Nice,
okay.
stupid question.
Yeah.
Also, Brodeur jersey.
But the goals per game in the NHL the last couple of years has either been flat or been going down. Yeah, and that's so, you think about how many goals did Leon Draisaitl was number one last year. He won the Rocket. It was like 50-something goals, right? First season in a while, we haven't had a 60-goal guy. And so I think I actually don't know if that's necessarily the case. But I do think you're right on the sense that it's like seems to be in the NHL a very have and have not goaltender scenario where the guys that have them, so your Connor Hellebucks, Jake Ottinger, in the regular season is sometimes up and down, but I think come playoff time, nobody doubts it. You're looking at, Stoller's emerged last year. He was great. Dustin Wolf is great on a really bad team. There are guys that are just awesome, and there's only about 15 of them, right? And then after that, the fall off, I find, is a lot more pronounced. And that I have no stats to back up, but it seems like the goalies that used to be like the middle class are just non-existent.
Well,
now.
it's a lot more normal now to have two goaltenders. Like,
Yes.
nobody runs out a guy for 70. The guy on the back of your jersey plays 82 games when in his heyday, right?
Or four.
So everybody's running out two goaltenders, one for 50 games, and the other one might be 41-41 split. So I think that's more of the reality now, right?
It's probably true too.
Yeah, shooters are obviously getting better. I think the era that we're in is a shooter's era, right? Like one thing, maybe earlier in the podcast that I was a little too stubborn about is, conversations about guys who played in the 80s and then into the 90s. And you look at their career stats and they don't stack up. And why is this guy in the Hall of Fame? And why does he always get talked about on the national broadcast? But if you go and look at their 80s numbers in the context of just the 80s, If you take like from 1980 to 1990, when or 92 when scoring started to plummet, how many guys are above 900? It's probably a shorter list than the one you even just said.
Yep, 100%.
Of 15.
And
right?
yet, there are some legendary goaltenders in that time who had like their save percentage is like, he had a 902 and 86. That's so crazy.
Yeah, and what am I to take from that? All the goalies of the 80s were bad? Yeah. And if you go back and watch the footage, you might be like, actually, yes. But
they hadn't figured out the position even then, I don't think.
The goalies look weird. The players look weird. It was a different time, different equipment, different everything. I think shooting technology. I mean, the sticks are made of rubber, man. Like every photo, the stick's like bent in half. It's weird. You travel back in time, they'd be like, what the hell is that demon person shooting that with?
I can remember when the Leafs played the Penguins in 99 in the playoffs. I think it was 99, second round.
99 is one of the most like lethargic scoring years in NHL history.
Yeah, and I can remember, just talking about sticks though, that everybody in the NHL, therefore everybody at my house league hockey team, had an aluminum stick where you could change out the heel, right? Remember that? Except for me, I had the Mario Lemieux $10 twigs that would snap in half.
Mine is still at my parents' house.
That's it, yeah. And what happened was those sticks were so stiff and so hard that that Jágr had to continually get off the ice and take his skate off so the trainer could run the stone up and down it because his skates would dull during the game. Right? Like that's how crazy the technology changes too, right? So yeah, I think you're seeing incredible highlights that we would never have seen. And I think, didn't Ryan Reeves say in an interview a couple weeks ago, he's like, there's stuff that they're learning, that they're teaching kids now, that he's like,
skating.
On my best day, I never
skating.
learned. Skating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the whole way it's trained and coached and taught and the skill development and the fact that a lot of kids are not watching a game. They're watching the highlights on YouTube and they're seeing the best of the best. And that's what they want to do and emulate.
Yeah, he was like, it's big, bent over, long strides. And they're like, actually, it's the opposite now.
Yeah.
Yep, nope, upright and on your toes and head up.
Yeah, which is crazy. So yeah, does that answer the question? Okay, we got a little off track, but that's kind of what we do. Do we wrap it up there?
I think we're good.
Okay, listen, I want to thank you all on a school night for coming out, not only the Jenny's game, but also here. It's so great to be here. I want to thank the Oshawa Generals. I can't believe that we get to partner with the Oshawa Generals. We used to the three of us would just come down to the arena on a Sunday and watch a game together just to hang out. This is obviously pre-kids when we had time. And the fact that we now get to partner with them and work with them and have players on stage and actually have people show up, I want to tell you something. It's really, really special. So I want to thank you guys for coming. I want to thank the Oshawa Generals for putting this on, and I want to thank Bond Street Event Center, who always, always treat us like gold. Yeah. Big shout out to all of you guys. Like, incredible, incredible, incredible. And I want to thank Simon Wang, and I want to thank Sam Roberts. I also want to thank Matt Beechin from the Oshawa Generals, who always puts this on and does an amazing job. You guys are amazing, and we will be here for like pictures and stuff afterwards, should you want them. Remember, Jesse does smell like onions. It's not Steve and I.
I don't.
Okay? But he doesn't have the tooth. There's no beans.
Nice.
Yeah, I smell nice.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys all. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.